You don't need to quit your job to swing trade. That's the great thing about swing trading. I mean, I know day trading is awesome. Day trade every day. And that's mostly what we focus on these, on the channel. It's kind of where we focus because most people want to day trade. But it kind of bums me out a lot of times that people overlook swing trading, because if you're trading higher priced, higher quality stocks, there's still great risk to reward. It just takes a little longer. Like when people ask me, what's the difference between day trading and swing trading? That's how I always put it. With day trading, we're looking for 10, 20, 30% plus in the matter of minutes and hours. With swing trading, you can still identify and trade those types of rewards. You may just have to wait a couple days or a couple weeks. Now, that might, for some of you, be unattractive, but if you're really busy, like you have a high pressure job or you just have a lot going on, and I'm sure some of you have dabbled. You've tried to day trade, kids are in the room, boss is calling, it's hard to focus. And then people just kind of overlook swing trading because they mix it up with investing. Like when you're talking investing, 10% in a year is good. So that's why I love that sweet spot in the middle of swing trading. But there's a lot that you got to do that go into it, and a lot of it's based on patterns. So the 3 patterns I absolutely love for swing trading, and I'll go over all 3, is identifying key breakouts and key levels on the chart, heavily based on technicals. And if you're new to support and resistance and technical analysis, definitely check out other videos on the channel. We talk about it a lot. But the first pattern that I absolutely love is that weak open red to green. Now, what that is it's a pattern that we're using for continuation plays, because if you're really busy and you're trading part-time or you have a busy day at work, you're often going to miss that first big day. It's just a reality. What are the odds that when you have time, that big move will be happening, whether it be an earnings play or a catalyst play, etc. So, you're just invariably going to miss that first big day. And I'm sure a lot of you are probably nodding your head right now. You get home at night or you get up the next morning, you start doing your research, and you're like, oh, wish I would have known about this one, yesterday or this morning, etc. But what's great about the weak open red to green is we can capitalize on that. So what happens in that, and these are heavily catalyst but based because we're swing trading, is that steadily uptrending chart, started at the lows and closed at the highs, and you see that big move and you're like, dang. But with the weak open red to green, you actually want that gap down the next day. So a couple parameters. When I say red to green, we're talking about the previous day's 4 p.m. close. So where the stock closed at 4 p.m., the market close, aka the red to green, green to red line, that we follow over into the next day, and we want these stocks to actually gap down. When they gap down, we avoid that, but we're waiting for the stock to go green on day 2. So when it gaps down, it's considered red on the day. Then when it pushes through that 4 p.m. close, that's where we like to buy, because now the stock has shook off all the early sellers, a lot of profit takers from the day before, etc. They're out. Any of the dip buyers are out. And the stock, by following through on day 2, has proven that it's got the ability to be a multi-day runner. Then we simply risk the morning lows. So if the stock falls back, breaks the morning lows, that's a failed red to green, we move on from the trade. But vice versa, when these stocks prove themselves with that day 2 continuation, they're great buys, good risk to reward, and then they tend, a lot of them, especially earnings and news catalyst plays, they tend to repeat the move from the day before. So instead of trying to guess bottoms, you just join the trend, and then they trend up again. And a lot of times they do a weak open red to green on day 3 and day 4. You'll see this play out a lot of the times. The people that try and guess the bottoms lose money. The people that wait for the weak open red to green make money. Now the second pattern, absolutely love, and yet again, you don't have to be impulsive. You can wait for it to set up, is the multi-day, multi-month, multi-week, multi-year breakout. So what we're doing is we're looking at all of the time frames, whether that be intraday or a multi-month or a multi-year, and we're looking for these stocks that are breaking out across all 3 time frames. So when you see it breaking out at the daily, flip over to the monthly, the weekly, the yearly, and try and see where that stock has butted up against these levels, but finally, whether it be weeks, months, or years later, has broken out. And then that's the buy, and then we'd simply risk a failed breakout. So let's say $50 a share is that breakout on all of the time frames. That's where you buy, it spikes up, falls back below the breakout level, you move on. Now what's great about this pattern is when they break all of those time frames, they tend to continue for weeks, sometimes even months. So these are those great trades that you can simply set that trailing stop on. Since these aren't penny stocks, be very careful with trailing stops on penny stocks. But when you're talking mid caps and large caps, set that trailing stop, go about your day, go about your week, go about your month. And as long as that stock doesn't pull back enough to hit your trailing stop, just let it continue to work. There's a great quote that I like to use, and when it comes to swing tradings, it is, if it does no wrong, stay long. Like if it just continues to trend for days, weeks, or months, why would you sell? Now, the other quote is, you'll never go broke taking profits. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with booking winners. But at the same time, the thing with swing trading is if it's working, if it continues to trend, never violates your stop, you can be out way early or you can let it work. So those are the two main patterns. And then the other one that we really, really love to trade is that afternoon VWAP hold. So this is actually a day trading and swing trading pattern. But when we get those stocks that spike up big early in the day and then consolidate at VWAP all through the day. Now, not exactly at VWAP. I like to use a 4% band, 2% above and 2% below VWAP, and you're looking for this stock to basically consolidate midday. So as it builds that base, you're looking for that lift out of the zone. So you'll see this pattern play out literally every day if you know what to look for. Hopefully after this video you will. But those big gainers that then just grind sideways midday. A lot of people get discouraged by that. I get excited because that's telling me that it's setting up for a VWAP hold pattern. Now, if it doesn't break out of the band, you just leave it be, because if it doesn't break out of the band, it's probably going to fade the next day. But if it breaks out of the band, that's your buy, and then you're risking VWAP. So if it spikes, and then, with trading, we always have a stop, spikes up, falls back, kisses VWAP, you got a really tight stop because we're trading these on that band of VWAP. So when you lose small, but a lot of these stocks, and it's funny how often it happens right in that 2 p.m. window. A lot of you guys know how fond I am of the 2 p.m. window. So you'll see kind of like that big early spike, and then 10 to 2 p.m., just the chop happens. It's midday, it's lunchtime, all of that. But then 2 p.m. and later, they break out, which is our favorite time for these, and then gap up the next day and resume their trend. So that being said, my friends, have you tried swing trading? Have you avoided it? Because you see stocks like, Apple, which is a great company, great long-term hold, but it just takes so long. So you think, oh, I have to day trade. Now, I recommend doing both. Like I said, we have a ton of content, both on day trading and swing trading. I do both. I recommend both. But if you're constantly at work, and again, maybe you've got it, maybe you're a driver or you're working with customers every day and you're just like, man, I want to day trade, but I can't. Have you tried swing trading? Now, this video is just kind of going over the patterns. We like to look at the fundamentals as well as the technicals. I'll save that for further videos, but try swing trading. Don't think that you can't make big gains. All you have to do is be a little more patient, and I'm talking days or weeks. I've tracked the data across thousands of examples using this strategy, and the average hold time to hit the goal, the price target that we track, is roughly 21 days. Now, that is a little longer than 21 seconds or 25 minutes or 21 minutes with day trading, but I'm sure a lot of you know how difficult it can be to day trade when you got your kids pulling on your code or you're at work. So that being said, if you want to know how to absolutely master swing trading, check out Iris Analytics. So Iris Analytics is a swing trade program that I created using AI. Now, as much as I love swing trading, the one downside is, since we have to look at the fundamentals, we have to look at the business, we have to do technical analysis, it can be a little time consuming. That is the biggest downside, full disclosure. But if you use the power of AI with Iris, Iris reads all of that stuff for you, looks at the chart, looks at the fundamentals, does all of it for you and tells you whether or not the stock is a trade. And if it rates as a trade, it actually gives you entries, exits, stop losses, and goal, and writes a trade plan for you. So if you're interested in swing trading, definitely hit that link below and check out Iris Analytics.